In a world of capes, claws, chaos, and collectibles, some chase the crown jewels, others chase the thrill. But me, I chase the stories, the artistry, and maybe just one more statue I don't have room for. Some say it's madness, I say it's passion. Either way, it's fiscally irresponsible and will never end well.
I declare bankruptcy!
Welcome back, YouTube, and thanks for tuning in to Comic Statues Unleashed. Well, my fellow collectors and superhero savants, today we continue the hunt as I break down all of my current pre-orders and a few I've got dangerously hovering in my online cart. Some are monstrous, some are majestic, some are downright maniacal, and together they shape the ever-evolving madness that is my statue portfolio. As you would expect, I have multiple pieces coming in from all the heavy hitters of the industry that are really pushing the bar to new heights. But I also have a few coming from custom commissioners that are completely unlicensed and well off the beaten path. Each of these statues brings something unique to my collection, whether it's a bold new interpretation of a character or the intricate craftsmanship, the likes of which we have never seen. The characters, the size, the level of detail, all factors that drew me to these pre-orders. Not proud of what's in store for my wallet, but sacrifices have to be made. Just always collect responsibly and within your limits. No one should have to go into debt or without essentials for painted rocks. Now, without further ado, let's get into it and see how exactly I'm going to lose my house in the very near future.
I am never going to financially recover from this.
In the world of collecting, time moves differently. What begins with a pre-order and a teaser image turns into months of watching calendars flip, seasons change, and delays stack like unopened boxes. The journey of the collecting is rarely instant. It's a season-by-season adventure where time crawls forward and patience is the collector's greatest ally. It's not just about buying statues. It's about enduring the journey, the production updates, the factory slowdowns, the moment you question, did I even order this back in 2021? But real collectors, we don't just collect statues, we collect patience, planning, discipline, the kind of grit only found in someone who's waited 2 years for a quarter-scale Batgirl sculpted by a legend. At Comic Statues Unleashed, we celebrate the journey, the slow burn, the long game. Because when that box finally lands at your door and you slice the tape, lift the lid, and see that masterpiece in person, hopefully undamaged, you realize the wait wasn't wasted. It was part of your story. In this vast universe, we each carry a galaxy within us, made up of moments, memories, and the passions that shape who we are. For me, collecting isn't just about owning objects. It's about curating the stars of my personal sky with my loved ones. Each new piece I bring into my collection is more than just a statue. It's a story, a chapter of my life, a reminder of the heroes who inspired me, the worlds I've explored in my imagination, and the creativity that pushes boundaries. These pre-orders aren't simply future deliveries. They're promises of inspiration, artistry, and that feeling we all know, the rush when the box finally arrives and you see the masterpiece in person for the first time. As we progress, I've tried my best to organize these in chronological order of arrival, but that's best guess. Who knows what delays will happen and if they are even going to be made. I'll start with a few pieces from my last pre-order video that still have not arrived, but are expected to at some point. And I already know what you're thinking if you've watched my room tour videos, that I have no room. That is correct, and it is a problem I've yet to find a solution for, as I have no plans of getting rid of any of my current collection, and everything coming in is just my type and right up my alley.
What was my type? Mature Navajo bitches.
Okay, now let's get into the meat of it and see how you can flush your financial future down the toilet and go bankrupt while racing towards a divorce.
Uh-oh, buckle up, bitch.
Ah yes, one of the all-time greats, the Prime 1 Superman Hush quarter scale. The Superman Hush sculpt from Prime 1 is still elite. even years after its debut, but now in quarter scale. This will be the first time I have the red and blue suit piece in my collection, and I'm beyond excited to finally bring that classic cape swirl home. Currently, this piece is slated for early 2026. Next up is the Mad Titan. In a scale and sculpt worthy of a galactic warlord, Legendary Beasts is delivering what looks to be the definitive Thanos. Comic accurate, oversized, with all the cosmic swagger. I pre-ordered without hesitation. This one's going to be an anchor to a whole shelf. With recent updates, we've noticed that this piece is currently in the painting phase and quality control phase, so shipping in early 2026 does seem accurate. Finally, we end the From Last video list with Gooey Glorious Clayface. Tweeterhead is crafting a bust that feels like it's melting off the shelf. Massive, grotesque, expressive. I'm on board. This one oozes character, literally. And the best part, it will be distributed by Sideshow. Still no timeline at all, but they have been showcasing the finalized piece all over. Now, let's get into the pieces that are new additions. Let's kick things off with something gloriously grotesque. Sideshow's quarter-scale MODOK. A masterclass in exaggerated villainy, MODOK is equal parts absurd and iconic. He's the floating head nobody asked for, but every collector secretly wants. And yes, he's gonna need his own entire shelf. Can't help but feel collectors will be kicking themselves for not getting this, and the ES is super low. Currently, this one is slated to ship this month, and Sideshow just released the out of box, which is a typical sign that it's about to get released. From chaotic to cerebral, Sideshow's quarter scale The Riddler will be entering my Rogues gallery. This version leans into the classic puzzle master with incredible sculpted tailoring, a smirking portrait, and a pose that says, "You'll never solve me." I love how this statue adds intellectual menace to the display. Gotham's getting crowded, and I'm here for it. Tentatively scheduled to ship this month. Along with MODOK, the out-of-box was just released for this just the other day, so it should be on time and arriving shortly. Mixing it up here a bit, I have the Iron Studios Michael Myers Deluxe 1/10 scale. We're going smaller in scale, but not in impact. The 1/10 scale Michael Myers Deluxe from Iron Studios brings slasher energy into the room. The diorama base tells a story of suburban horror, and I love mixing in pieces like this that contrast the comic giants with pop culture terror. Note, the deluxe includes the slain officer and will be arriving just in time for Halloween this year. Speaking of terror, we've got a literal pumpkin. Similarly timed in shipping is the PCS Jack-O-Lantern life-size pumpkin, but not just any pumpkin. A menacing LED-lit jack-o'-lantern from PCS that's perfect for Halloween displays or creepy year-round ambiance. This is my kind of weird, and it looks amazing in any dimly lit corner of the room. Then we can crank up the darkness. Evil Superman from the death metal line is a powerful, twisted take on the Man of Steel. In 1/3 scale by Prime 1 Studios, it pairs perfectly with my entire death metal setup. The long hair, the red glowing eyes, that brutal battle pose. This statue drips with corrupted strength, a stark reminder of what happens when hope turns hostile. Should be shipping this December. Okay, custom collectors, this one's special and for you. A venomized Wolverine portrait set paired with a standalone symbiote base. This piece is raw, grotesque, and beautifully unique. It's the kind of addition that makes people stop and go, wait, what is that? And that's exactly the vibe I want. From a custom commissioner known as Night Monkey Toys, this is set to ship either this December or early next year, not yet confirmed. From madness to moonlight, Moon Knight steps in as one of the most dynamic new pieces from Sideshow. The contrast between pristine whites and gritty textures, plus that iconic power pose atop of a werewolf. This piece speaks volumes with silence. Also, I may or may not have to rewatch the show before it arrives. Tentatively, I believe this is expected in early 2026. Visceral, sleek, and monstrous. Next up, we have Sideshow's new quarter-scale Venom. It's a sinewy, dripping mass of symbiote rage, and exactly the kind of stylized Venom I have been searching for. Not only that, it's in the scale I've always wanted. Between the pose and the base, this one's going to photograph like a beast. This one is expected right around Valentine's Day. Next, we have a very recent addition to my list, as this was just dropped and I think it's absolutely perfect. I had my eye on a few separate X-Men pieces, like the new Beast and Archangel, but both kind of let me down with reported issues, and thankfully this just popped up. Love the pose and the dramatic light-up feature. This will pair perfectly with the Sentinel hand on my Nightcrawler already in my display. I've got shelf space for one of them right now, and I'm torn between the three. Which would you guys choose? The following piece shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody. Yes, I pre-ordered Superman's dog. Why? Because every dark, gritty shelf needs at least one good boy. Crypto is charming, noble, and yes, it's for my wife, and I'm a sucker for puppies. This is less a conversation piece and more a smile inducer. Fight me in the comments, but he stole the recent Superman movie and made it for me. Can't wait for this one to come. Should be next summer. The following few pieces are not even up for pre-order yet, but I will be looking into them and most likely adding them to my Dark Metal 1/3 scale collection. How can I not plan for these?
How about new, you crazy Dutch bastard?
If nightmares had royalty, this would be their ruler. The King Who Laughs by Prime 1 1/3 scale is straight out of metal album art. This thing is all cape, spikes, teeth, and terrifying presence. It's going to stand next to my Batman Who Laughs, and together, they'll make sure no one sleeps in that room. One of the key features I love about this piece is not only the Demon Robins, but also the inclusion of a complete 1/3 scale King Robin dead center. In terms of shipping, no idea. The pre-order hasn't been released. I don't even think they have a painted version of this yet, but it should be epic. Announced alongside the King Who Laughs is this iconic, irresistible piece. Prime 1 Mr. Freeze and Nora 1/3 scale. Diorama. This is storytelling in statue form. Mr. Freeze and Nora is not just a display, it's a frozen moment of heartbreak. Between the lighting, the dome, and the emotion in the sculpt, this is a statue with soul, and I can't wait to feature it properly. This will probably take up an entire shelf all on its own and will be massive. Okay, custom collectors, here's another one for you. The second Death series is coming, featuring skulls and portraits of 12 iconic characters from X-Men and Marvel. It includes Magneto, Professor X, Wolverine, Deadpool, Juggernaut, Mystique, Cyclops, Phoenix, Beast, Doctor Doom, as well as Loki and a Black Panther. Also included is a bi-level stand to display them all. This will pair flawlessly with my Marvel Death series and has 2 complementing pieces already in them that I can add to it. Shipping unknown at this time, pre-order should be anytime now. Right after that, we have a couple pieces here that I didn't pre-order, kind of hunting for. I'm just on waitlist right now. We'll see if they come up and if I decide to go with them. They look great and I am excited about them, but if they don't come through, not the end of the world for me. First up out of the gates is the Prime 1 1/3 scale Murder Machine. Dark metal, all over it. Love this piece. I have the entire line except this one. This one I had on order and I actually canceled it at one point, but now that I see it, I do regret that. It's a great looking piece, phenomenal. Many of my friends actually picked it up and I've seen it. It's a true great piece. I may get this if the opportunity arises. And surprisingly enough, I only have 2 other pieces on current wait list. They're both from Prime 1. First up is the 1/3 scale Batman Beyond and the 1/4 scale City of Bane on Throne. I got a thing for Bane. I've got 3 pieces of him already and I just love him. He's one of my favorite characters. These are both impeccable pieces and would be great additions. Not sure how or where I would fit them in though, hence the hesitation from pre-ordering them. I would have to clear out some of my other Banes prior to committing to this one as well. We will see about these though. Following that, we have a couple more pieces that are highly potential additions, or as I like to call them, wish list items. They have no relevance or affiliation with any other part of my collection. They probably wouldn't fit in or scale well with anything, but I think they're just great pieces. If the opportunity arose, I might pick them up. We'll see how time plays out. Perfect example. Do I need another Wolverine? Probably not. Will I get one anyways? Let's just say this one has one claw in my wallet already. That aggressive stance, that scale, the nostalgia. It may be a matter of when, not if. The more I see this piece, the more I like it. Waiting for it to be in stock so I can claim my firefighter discount and save a whack on it. The only issue is it is probably a 1/3 scale, and all my other pieces are quarter scale. This monster here, he haunts my dreams. It's the XM Studios Venom Hulk, version B, which comes with the secondary bust. It's a venomized Hulk, hulking, noshing, and absolutely oversized insanity. It's not cheap, it's not small, but it might be one of the most aggressive hybrids I've ever seen. If the bust version becomes available, I may have no choice but to cave. Just an incredible interpretation, and the side bust stand is absolutely epic. I really love the fusion and the way they portrayed him in this dynamic pose. And yes, I have multiple Hulks all over, and no, I don't know where this one will go either. And a last minute addition to the video, as this was just announced this evening, a 1/3 scale Ghost Rider by PCS. Absolutely insane. Light up feature is mind blowing and the sculpt is spot on. This would actually fit well in my death metal setup despite being completely different IPs and universes. The only issue I foresee with this PCS piece is the notorious price gouge. They have 1/3 pieces that typically sit around the $3,000 to $4,000 US plus shipping and duty and taxes. So this might be obscene by the time it lands here, much like the PCS Devastator and similar. We'll see though how things play out. Okay, well, here's a little post-edit update for you. They just dropped the price, and it's a walloper. $37.75 USD, or $3,375 if you do the early bird pricing by the end of this month. And yes, it sounds like a shock value at first, but realistically, this is a huge and very detailed piece with a complete motorcycle. My main hesitation, quality control that PCS is known to dwindle on. If this was offered by Prime 1 or LBS at this price point, no one would even bat an eye at it because of their stringent control and consistent excellence. That being said, once you factor in shipping and duty and border crossing and taxes, this will land in Canada at probably just over 6,500 Canadian. Notwithstanding, very ambitious and glorious piece for sure. If you love the Ghost Rider, this one might be for you. And finally, just to conclude this entire list, I'll throw in some pieces that I've been readily on the hunt for some time. If you got them, hit me up, sell them to me, do something.
Throw me a frickin' bone here.
Alright, this one has long eluded me. I've been after it for years and have only seen it up for sale a few times, usually without shipping as an option. The Sideshow Juggernaut quarter scale maquette. Massive piece, and I've always had an affinity towards it. I will continue the hunt, but sooner or later, this will end in the collection, and it'll be at a reasonable price. After that would be the Jason Momoa Aquaman from Sideshow in quarter scale. Yes, I know, my collection is completely comic-based and not movie, but this is currently the only Aquaman I feel would fit in my collection. Now, that may change as Sideshow is releasing an Aquaman Mythos line. They have not said if it will be quarter scale or fifth scale as they're interchanging between them, so that may be a contender. If it looks anything close as good as the render and is in quarter scale, I'll probably go with that one instead. Following that on the everlasting hunt is some of the XM Sinister 6 line. Definitely older set, but I think they are great. Currently have several of them, and I'm working my way towards a few more, but only if the price is right and it fits the collection. Just always have my eyes open for these on Marketplace or all over the place. And that's the elusive list right now. But the journey isn't over, it's just beginning. Whether you're deep in the game or just starting out, stay with me, because the passion never ends. You just run out of space and money. So that's where we stand, friends. A mountain of incoming mayhem and potential monsters and magnificence. As always, thank you for joining me on this statue journey. Whether you've been here since the first unboxing or just stumbled onto this video, I'm truly glad you're part of this adventure. Drop your most anticipated pre-order in the comments, or tell me which one you think is an absolute must edition. Until next time, keep your passion for collecting alive and your love for superheroes soaring.